Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you
Me and you, we're quite big Entropiq fans, I would say. Also going to be sick to get to witness Endpoint a little bit. You know, this is kind of a team that's always had some level of like unfortunate circumstances. We all remember it was fall or winter towards the end of last year where they couldn't field the full roster. Boros had some visa complications there. So it's great to have like the full squad, right? Everyone here, everyone showing up. I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to bring to the table. They've got a pretty tough opponent in Entropiq, I would say. Also, I want to know where the veto is going to go for this one. I think there's a potential for things to get pretty interesting with how we saw the day open up.
It didn't go well for Endpoint, did it? Alan tried to sneak through an Ancient against NIP. We all saw how that went. Not too great. There were some problems. I think there was a crash for Mighty Max as well in a pistol round, in a CT side pistol round, which is the worst time for that to happen. But ultimately, like, Nip came through and they shredded them, as you would expect on a map like this. We're looking at one of the best Ancient teams in the world in Entropiq, if not the best. On the other side, the UK team, and yeah, okay, they're crowd pleasers, Harry. They are providing the entertainment. That's what we've been all about in these player shots. No more crossed arms. The props are out. The bellies are getting rubbed. The fist bumps, the handshakes. Endpoint have got it all. And this is a team with a long-standing core of over 2 years for Mighty Max, for Crucial, for Surreal. These guys, obviously big names in the UK scene. For Surreal especially, went out to Cole in NA in that time with Depth, and these guys have been here for a while. Endpoint have always been a roster that have had players poached, right? Obviously a lot of talent has come through this team. Flames is one of the big ones I think we have to talk about, obviously, in OG, who didn't make it to the major, and even Mezzi as well at one point was in this roster. So for now, those big European names, those big players who might get farmed in the future are Boros and Nerds. And so, wow, moves are coming out for Entropiq on the other side. This is quite a terrifying team to take on, but it is a team that Endpoint Online have taken them the distance, got to overtime games, stolen maps from, double digits almost every time. So I think we've actually got a pretty competitive matchup here, Harry.
Yeah, dude, I mean, in Entropiq, this is a squad where you've got a lot of nice pieces, I would say, right? Like Nickelback, obviously. I think something to keep an eye out is coming into this year. He's been fragging like mad. Now, he's always been an IGL who can put up numbers, but I feel like he's been on a bit of a tear as of late. I would definitely suggest keeping an eye on him. One of the most talked about players in this team is probably Elian, right? Best known for his AWPing antics. I would say we've seen... Elian, we've seen some real highs, but we've also seen inconsistencies with him. I think, you know, we need him to kind of be this backbone of the team on a more reoccurring level. He's very much someone who has this star potential.
Okay.
I wanted to know where the veto was going, and a part of me was wondering if we were going to end up on Ancient. Look at that, right? So Entropiq leave it in right till the very end, and Endpoint make the decision to get rid of it, sending us to Dust.
Yeah, Entropiq were never going to ban Ancient in this series, right? That was never going to happen. It's, you know, around the Cato time, we were calling this team the best Ancient team in the world, the one team that seemed to be able to be consistent on it, while teams like Nip and even outsiders who had picked it up from the start of its appearance in the map pool, it wasn't always consistent. There were definitely woes, especially on those T sides. Feels like some teams are still figuring out how to lock down good T sides on this map. Obviously, as well, with Endpoint playing this earlier on today, it didn't go well for them. So leaning away from it at the end, going for Dust. I think Endpoint are pretty happy with that, right? We already talked at the start of the day, getting a Dust in a BO1 as an underdog, you're winning, right? You're in a really good spot. This is a great upset map. It's one where if your aimers are starting off strong, if you're just getting good spawns and you're just steamrolling on the T side, you can run away with these games, especially if your AWPs are good. And Elian, who you've already touted as an inconsistency inside of Entropiq, there's a way in for Endpoint.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I say inconsistency. I still would like to think he's going to show up today, right? I wouldn't say he's like one of these guys. I think an example of like an inconsistent AWP, kind of think someone like Poison maybe, right? Who we really did see like two sides from Fnatic over in the Group A division of this. So, you know, I wouldn't quite put him on like that kind of 50-50 level. I'd say it's more like 70-30, 80-20, you know, like consistent or like good versus bad games, right? But he does still have them. He's not immune to it. So yeah, you know, when we kind of take into account the veto here, I'm feeling pretty good for Endpoint, I've got to say. Sneaking a Dust 2 in there right at the very end, kind of floating it all the way down to Ancient and Dust, I think was pretty genius. I'm sure Entropiq know that there was a chance that Endpoint could have taken it to Ancient, so that's why it's left him right till the end. And I actually think, you know, Alan Hender's done a good job here at maybe big brain in the veto.
Shout out the night shift one time. We love those fellas, but there's not much respect coming from Entropiq in this pistol round, whether it's a quick pick down mid for Crad or a rush up top long. Entropiq were in the back line. Oh, the car clear for Boros. He just catches Elian hiding down behind the vehicle, and now crossing with that deep CT smoke. Endpoint will make it to the site. Ooh.
Yeah, they follow up onto Lackey as well, flushing him out of the sight. Forrester's dually is going to have to reroute up onto the catwalk, and Crad is outside long, but he won't commit to the wrap. Instead, joining his teammates over on short, and now actually, just kidding, lol, he's out towards the long doors. Meanwhile, his teammates running up the short side. The timing's a little disjointed potentially on this one. However, it will draw the attention away from long, giving Crad a bit more room. And now that he arrives, with him winning that fight, this is rapidly getting out of hand. Crucial is dead to the long wrap. And they hop right on that bomb. Entropiq going to steal away the pistol. A wonderful little retake in a round that felt like it could have been endpoints all day long.
Yeah, Crad double faked. That's what he was doing. He ran away to fake footsteps because, of course, endpoint saw that top mid push at the start of the round, but then no one was even listening. Max was in pit. He never heard the steps, and he just gets around the corner as Crad recommits, who wins that spam fight with the USP. And then if you have long in that retake, especially up against Glocks, it's so free. That's a beautiful opener for Crad. You just take that long fight, clues in the name, and it was easy picking for Entropiq post plan. So yeah, nice round out of them. Endpoint, they're going to go for the eco. And you know, I kind of alluded to this in this pre-game, but Endpoint, they're a team that a lot of talent has gone through this core of Mighty Max, Crucial, and Surreal, and a lot of talent has been stolen out of this team. It's kind of like the British tricked, or like, you know, the triumph of the UK in that sense. And so, you know, part of me is thinking like, oh, it's so nice to see these players just get like built up. They play a lot of online games. They play in decent leagues, and then they, you know, go and reach a tier 1 team like a Flames or like a Mezzi. But on the other hand, I kind of want to see what Endpoint can do if they have time to keep this talent in the roster. You know, Nertz and Boros. Nertz has been here for under 6 months now. He's looking really sick. And Boros as well. That was the big shame back at 4 when we couldn't see him on land because of a lack of visa in time. And Alan almost had to play. I think that's what we were all wanting, secretly, deep down. And who did they get in the end? They got Meerbit, I think. He flew in last second. And he played well, but, you know, Endpoint, they didn't do anything with a stand in last second.
I tried to convince them to let me play.
You play, yeah. You even DM'd them like, yo,
I was being deadly serious about it.
They didn't take you too seriously.
They didn't take me seriously, but, you know, I think there would have been a certain level of, like,
you would have won
showmanship about it, you know? Because, like, let's face it, even with someone sick like Meerbit in, you were still screwed. Like, you know, so...
Yeah, if you're going to lose, you may as well lose.
Lose, and then just go, well, of course we lost, man. We were playing with Harry. Like, have you seen that guy? And then it's like, yeah, fair enough. Right down here in mid, Lackey. Ooh, that's a freebie. But the trade is clean. The trade is nice. Boros here to hold the line. However, quick flick out of Elian's scout, flashing himself back in for more peaks in middle. This is a good little bonus round attempt for Entropiq. That damage done to Elian, but he somehow skirts on out of there.
No one's in A right now. It's only Crad deep long. Ooh, this nade needs to go. It won't do much. It bounces back. Just a panic throw. Now, with Crad waiting for a lurker, he's probably not going to activate for the time being until there's confirmation 3 are up catwalk, and they don't have that info yet. On down. But it's 4 short, and they're mollying it. Will Endpoint be able to take it back in time before this conglomerate of CTs gets set up? Right now, Endpoint are caught in the open, trying to get this space back under control. And Forrester, oh, that's a beautiful couple of kills, leaving Crucial alone in the bomb site. No Wolf in sight, just this gold arabesque, and he's got to put it to use. 2 quick kills, but Elian trades on the scout, and it's the Sniper and Forrester who get that round under the rug. Very nice try for Crucial in the clutch, but it's Entropiq getting their bonus round done.
Counter-terrorists win.
just itty bitty pistols now. Boris has gone for a hero gun. Oh. Nope.
Elian's looking pretty good to kickstart this, and you know that's maybe a bad sign for any Endpoint fans in the building. That smoke spam is brutal for old mate Nerds, and Elliot continuing to build. Well, yeah, you know he died, but it's fine. It ruined the line I was going to use, and now I get to save it for the future. Surreal and Mighty Max moving up the short side. And okay, Surreal with this scavenged rifle has carved a path for Endpoint. A 2-on-3 now.
Oh, big nade.
It's nice, brings Mighty Max down low. Oh, second nade goes volleying over. They will find him, but he's still able to get the plant down. Surreal, the hero of this round. 2 players moving up through CT and another one up the short side. How did that flash blind him so much? I am confused, but it's all well and good. He turns back and he will get wrecked. According to like the little trajectory lines, it looked like it popped on short behind him, but it really flashed him like badly, to the point where he couldn't see the guys walking up CT. That was very peculiar.
Yeah.
Maybe there was another flash I just didn't realize.
Maybe.
Could have been. Sometimes that happens. You know.
There's a lot going on, Harry.
My eyes. That's it. That's the end of the
eyes.
sentence.
Yeah. Well, we got Crucial's AWP out at least, and I mean he's got a big responsibility with Elliot firing off so far, pretty strong. Cross shot won't connect. No boost up for that as well. Flashing along, but Nerds gets mollied. Meanwhile, Elliot is boosted for lower. Do they have the flash to clear this one? It does land. It's a good flash, but it doesn't last long, does it? Elliot just gets a freebie. That barely did anything. Boros eats a nade on the way out, and Entropiq, they've already put this all back in spawn. How quick is this rotation? Crucial's waiting for it. He's not going to fall for that one. Big pickup to get back into a 4-on-4 right now. But what does Endpoint want to do with it? The bomb's still spawn side. Crucial's going to get smoked off. Goes up over. Flick won't connect. He's getting blocked by his teammate as well. The nade could be a problem. He falls off in time. Trying to get this bomb, get out of the B default for Surreal and go back to an A split. Blacky's waiting for the long play late, and he will get met by at least Nerds on the late lurk.
Good timing on this re-smoke from Nickelback, right? Just gonna slow down this cat take. Gonna make Endpoint work for it. Right now, we're going to need someone to provide these openers. Surreal was the guy who created all the space, any chance in that last little 2v4. And this time, he's not destined to do it again. Now will be a good time for Nerds to pick up the mantle of a all-Danish guy called 300 Hertz Mertz, and it was 300 Hertz Nerds in this one who open up over at long. Nades go in. Crucial with the bomb plant. They're going to try and jump him. It's a lot of damage, and Nerds is dead. Now just Crucial, 1v2. Little boost into the site, and suddenly they're right here fighting you. Forrester mops that one up. Freiburg! No, yeah, but it is
Nice try.
a Dignitas round at the end of the day.
Yes, big dig win, and yeah, if he did another jump up, I think Forrester's probably going to get that kill. But you know, he turns around to kill the lurker out long, who he knows is coming in. Nerds does get picked up, and yeah, just trying to save Crucial and get him into a clutch. But nice boost up for Entropiq. They're getting cheeky already. You know, boosting Elian for the early pick. Nickelback very solid on this A site, doubles up. And yeah, that was just easy round out of Entropiq on that jump. Endpoint, a quick pause before the next buy. Crucial can take that up as well. Will they boost him for a pick? Already, what's interesting, Harry, is we've seen Entropiq throw this mid-cross smoke. You know, some teams haven't elected to use it. Some teams use nades still. You know, obviously same price, but smoke far more valuable for that B-site choke point. Bad News Eagles, meanwhile, on the A stream, are taking on Nip on Ancient. As Endpoint learnt earlier, it's easier said than done. They're down 9-1. Crucial doesn't need the boost, but close shot won't connect. Elian holds for a head peek. That jump, perhaps not today. It's taking long early. This time it's actually left completely open. It's crowd on the bomb site with the only A info. Nickelback's deep peeking short because Elian's got lower. Nice setup for Entropiq, but it's one that won't work because Endpoint have cleaned out long and Nertz has called the boys over. Gonna go for that full rotation. How long do Entropiq hold this? Do they get impatient? Oh, Elian, it's perfect timing on this rotate.
This is so nice, man. It's almost like they know Elian just gonna get here right as Endpoint have gotten out long, and they're thinking, oh, this might be a juicy little gap. This might be our chance. Now they hear that AWP fire off, it's put the fear in them. Crucial scoped up. Crad with a nade ready to soften the Endpoint ranks. Soften them like butter on a warm day. And now Nertz tagged by that nade. Oh, ooh, that's free. That's free. That one's just kind of given over willingly. Forrester runs to his death. A nade stack up the ramp brings Nertz even lower. He's now been hit by 3 nades, and he's finally dealt with.
Oh.
Still, the smoke spam's nice. Endpoint, this is good. For a moment, it was a 4-on-3. They've lost a man. They need to get these guys off of short, but Entropiq, they've dropped this smoke. They're playing around it as it fades.
Ow.
Nickelback burning in the molly, still going to deliver one. However, Crucial's quick to cancel it out, and with Surreal alongside him, Endpoint will find their first round here in number 6.
Oh, it was so slow. It was maybe even too slow. It looked like they were going to lose to time, but Elian's so wide out on that short position with the AWP that Surreal pops his head. Nice round out of Surreal. It started with a long spray through the smoke onto Crad after Nertz got traded on that opening kill, and he goes on to get all 3 in the bomb site. The time was so low, man. There wasn't much room for error. That's why Elian's fighting for it. He knows 1 kill on the plant can win the round, but Surreal puts him down, and Endpoint get on the board. God, that's very scary. Backie's going lower. He's already been tagged by this AWP, and they're holding for him. He cannot commit here without dying. Flash! There was a team flash in there, and almost left Boros blinded for that fight, but does take the opener. And now Endpoint, these are dream scenarios. 5-on-4, T side. Still an open play on Elian. Use up a rifle for now, and Mighty Max will shoot Crad in the face. Nickelback, does he want to re-aggress? Doesn't look like it. Endpoint are in no hurry. Still playing this default nice and slow. Nickelback makes a move. With that flash, he gets the AWP off the angle, but he won't hang around. Only made that play because there was a smoke available on the body of his teammate. He'll now reset, go spawn, try and stop a mid to B. But Endpoint, they've made up their mind. They don't want this B site. Mighty Max brings the bomb back through spawn. They go again for a late long take, but that is into the AWP. Elian will hit his first shot. And that's Nertz, though. That's the guy that's been the lurker. Entropiq might think that's the only man coming out through this position, but Crucial's still there with the AWP. Meanwhile, Elian has completely changed location and is back up on Cat. Missed shot, they're going to run him down.
Yeah, they're giving this room. Nickelback on this fast wrap round. That was the opportunity. The bomb at the back of the pack, but it just gets in, just gets past. Oh, that could have been the chance. Dropping it would have made all the difference. Instead, it's a retake now, a 3-on-3. They at least deal with the deep short player now boosting this AWP. Elian on a bit of a mission to search for the site man. Instead, it's cleared by one of these A1S players. Boros on the ramp, needs a flash. Crucial lobs one over, but it's dodged by Entropiq. And while this was a 3-on-4, now it's 3v1. They're on the bomb. Crucial's knocked them off of it, but that's the end of the line. A wide swing for Elian's AWP, and the defuse is in. Entropiq up onto 6.
Yeah, man, they're really, really scary right now, aren't they? There's no getting through them, even though that was a 5-on-3 for Endpoint in the early round. It's the molly push that almost drops Max with the bomb before he gets to the site. It at least sets Crucial up for another clutch with this AWP, but can't close it. And Endpoint reset immediately with a rifle round from Entropiq. Forrest is so clean. You know, Elian, I think, takes a lot of the attention for this team. And Entropiq are a roster where it's like, it's not as clearly one guy standing out and above everyone else, and he's always top of the board. In fact, it's a team that has such close kill distribution when they win games, because everyone's performing well. But, you know, if there is a pop-off player, if it's not Elian, it's Forrester. 22 years of age, young gun, very talented. Anyone can do it on this team, that much we know. Oh, Elian almost gets that blind shot off, but you don't want to hang around too long with no vision. Jumping, playing with his food on long is Crad. Smoke can come out, Boss hops away immediately to avoid this orb spamming him. They climb up, smoke spam almost does it. 2 players on 10 health. Nickelback here to finish the job. The molly makes 1 commit and 1 split back. Mighty Max hides with the bomb. Thank goodness no one pushed up. Nickelback gives them the respect for now.
Gosh, they're just both so low. Guys that are left from that original short push, Boros and Mighty Max. Gonna make actually getting into this site a real pain in the arse. With Crad, you know, wrapping all the way through the long doors. You're on a bit of a timer now. Info's been gained by the B window player. The split's coming in. Lackey is dead. Lackey is dealt with. And Forrester now having to do it all alone. Only a 1 and done. And that's not enough. You look at the HPs, you know, if you knew, you might want to give this round a go. And if they catch a kill quickly, we'd probably see Entropiq still attempt this. But now they're out of there. No one giving anything over. I was hoping Crad would be able to find something. And there we go. He will.
Yeah, that's a really nice mid-round for Endpoint. They don't panic. Nickelback pushes back up off of the late short smoke, which he's been doing really well as Endpoint set up for these cat splits. And as soon as the smoke comes in and the early kill, Endpoint just jump back into a mid to B. They don't have a CT smoke, but they do have one from the long side. So still, if there's any car or cross players, they can't see Endpoint. They just get to run up into this mid to B. Double entry looks really good. 2 for 1 onto Forrester. Lackey gets kind of caught in that lurk dribble smoke that initially just looked like a fake out, but actually allowed Surreal to come in through the tunnels late. And so a nice turnaround there for Endpoint in a very sticky situation. Awesome Nerds getting those entries as designated. And tack timeout coming in from Entropiq early in this game. Saved Orb, saved AK, but not much else. They might even be tempted to buy up. And if you're looking to buy, if you want to spend your money, you know where to do it. Get your tickets now for the Antwerp Major. Scan that QR code. Easy as that. We'll see you there.
So here's a bit of an A-stream update for you.
Hit me.
It's a very interesting one. Over there, we got NIP taking on the Bad News Eagles.
Good news or bad news?
It's bad news.
For the Eagles?
For the Eagles right now. 11-2. And I'm just going to quickly read you the NIP scoreboard. S-Tag on 6. Campus on 7. Brolin on 8. Yeah. Plopsky on 9. Rez 25 and 3.
Yeah,
there we go.
I knew there was about to be a steep incline in that score, but so not that much.
Rez v9. It's interesting over there on the main stream, but here we've got a bit of a tighter affair. This round opened up by Elian's AWP.
Wait, how did he do that? Did he run up Cat, run all the way up mid and kill him at long car?
Yes, that does appear to be how that happened, yes.
That is
Nickelback will sit in a Molotov from 100 to 0.
He was calling for a flash. It came after he died. Not too helpful, though. And Elian's done it again. This guy's an absolute freak when he's on it, Harry. He's on it right now, like a car bonnet.
Nice. Yeah. You know, that little kind of flash thing, long, reminiscent maybe of, was it the Ocean Clip on Train?
Yeah, I mean, you got to call for the smoke, man. Got to call for it. I'm blind. Lackey. Look, 1 kill is massive here.
Bag 7 in the tunnels, right where it needs to be. Wonk. There's one. Wonk. Oh, it's damage. It's a lot of damage. And now in the window, Elliot, wherever they go, they run into this guy. Sometimes he's even in that spawn. Oh, it's 4 in the round. Beautiful stuff from the AWP. And Entropiq are up on a 7.
Freakishly good. 12 and 4. This guy is not missing. He is running you down. He is finding where you live. And he's just, yeah, peeing through your post box. It's really, really horrible. Ugh. Even the replay. Ugh. Guy's quick. CIS AWPers, there's just something to him. Built diff. Another timeout for Endpoint. It's really annoying when you just get picked like that. I mean, Max had his whole team around him on long, and he's still getting rushed, and no trade. Ellian just gets out scot-free with that early kill. He's got another AWP. He's got a long spawn, but he kind of threw it away from that position, so not intending to go there. Instead wants to fight mid, perhaps. He's been doing some lower stuff as well. Oh, Crucial's holding it. Elian will have seen that. He's going to get back, try and bite off more than he can chew. Flash down lower. They know the AWP's at least mid, so don't need to worry about this cap boost, at least from an AWP, but they've already seen a rifle up there as well, so Mighty Max flashes it. Protocol's in place to avoid these opening picks, because Max has been dying first in many of these rounds.
Wall banger. Go on.
Flick it. No.
It's like... Oh!
I mean, that's just out of your control.
Well, speaking of out of control, Nickelback with a gnarly shot up the short side.
That's classic CS. You go in second, you still die first.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of that more as karma.
For what?
Going in second.
Even when he goes in first, he dies first.
Look, man.
Someone's got to die.
Someone has to die. And why not you, Mighty Max? That's what I say. Here we go. First man down. Can anyone else trade this out?
Do they commit or do they drop back mid to B again?
Flashes over, nerds. Ooh, doesn't check it. That's the bomb. Nickelback might be low, but somehow he's onto a third. No!
Don't do it!
Knives are out! Onto the AK now! Another mid shot for Crucial. And the team killed through the doors. Crad. What a weird round.
What
an
weird
odd little thing we all just got to share there. Tell everyone about that. Tell everyone, say, I was there. I was there for... We all know what happened with Nickelback. I saw it.
Crad pushed long and just wallbanged him. I can't believe you went for the knife. Yeah, I mean, Crad, respectable. It's got to happen. It's got to happen, you know? He got the kill. He won the round. That's all that matters. Now, eco for Endpoint. As Entropiq, they have fun with it. Endpoint tried to go back to that one rifle round where, you know, it wasn't the plan initially, but they dropped back into a late mid to B. That was the plan, but Entropiq very ready for it. Not clearing the corner, but sending bomb first. Right in the middle with the AWP. And Forrester's here as well. Everyone's farming those eeks, and now Max, he's last alive, but he's only got a Glock.
This is it, though. This is his round.
Why'd you curse him like that?
Because obviously it wasn't his round. He's got a Glock in a 1v5. That's like kind of part of it, Hugo. It's like kind of part of it because it's like obviously he wasn't going to win that, you know? That's like the foundation of the whole joke. Do you see why that was funny?
It's funny now that you explain it.
Yeah, well, good.
As all jokes are. All right, AWP for Crucial. He's had a couple of shots. He's not really been getting the mid pick. He's tagged them occasionally. Endpoint, when they get into these post plants, they set Crucial up for rounds, but so many of these rounds are 4-on-1s, 3-on-1s. It's hard to convert, even with an AWP. Elian's up cat again. Surreal's creeping in. Does he go one step further or does he wait? They jump up. Oh, through the legs. Nutmeg was Surreal, and he'll live to tell the tale. Meanwhile, Boros pick out long, sets Nerds up in pit. He's on 3 health, so headshot angle is very favorable here. Can the AWP get posted in pit as well? He'll have to jump past Elian if he wants. Oh dear!
He's trying to be a good guy, trying to give the gun over. But
nice he wanted the AWP. Wait, did the AWP end up in pit? Now Crucial has nothing, he's dead.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Oh,
luckily enough, Mighty Max and Surreal come up big with a killer piece. And with Boros alongside him, it's a 2v2. Oh, Nickelback gonna wait with this molly just to delay the plant just to buy time. And buying time is good with Krad on this wrap round. He does convert the kill. Surreal is dead, and Boros now needs to win this in a 1v2. Damage to Krad, but not the killing blow. Gonna have to plant safe. Means it's not really for anything. He can try and tuck himself in at Gandalf. That's really the only spot he would have going for him. And as he walks on in, he might be able to find this time in a Krad. And if he deals with Krad and then tucks, he could be in prime position. However, doesn't know the Nickelback's up the ramp side. Entropiq gonna pick up a 10th. They win that clutch. Lock double digits in, get away with the AWP, and are looking good.
Nice try for Boros, but yeah, not ready for that second player. And Endpoint, they decide, you know, why get the AWPer in pit when you can just get the AWP in pit? And poor Crucial, he swaps guns with Nerds. He throws the AWP in, I think. He didn't have it, he had an AK, and then Nerds dies doing that. And then Crucial gets wide swung, and he's got an AK, so he can't even AWP him. It couldn't have gotten worse for Endpoint in that position. The re-aggro for Entropiq was very well timed off of that gun swap. Definitely, Alien just called it. You swing him, get him. And now Endpoint, this is more like it. A faster, long approach. Flash, not perfect. It does bounce, but they get out. And this time Entropiq again give it up. They haven't been taking long a lot. They haven't been going for this 3 start to take control. It's another cap boost with the AWP. Alien holds lower. Surreal's not here this time. It's all 5 out long. This is a good position for Endpoint. They can throw their cross smokes. Alien can come back and help out. Meanwhile, Nickelback's attempting to trap him in this box, and that means Alien's free to AWP as he pleases.
Oh, he will no longer dedicate to the wrap round, instead just moving in up short. Oh my god, that smoke push. Oh! The smoke push for Forrester could have even been more. And another spam through the smoke. No one's even got to see Entropiq yet, and they're all dying. Crucial might have been blind, might have been on the lip of a smoke, but it's still good for the frag. What's going on this round? Oh, Crucial, last guy standing. More smoke spam. Every kill has been through smokes, and he's finally dead to an opponent he can see.
That's a painful round. As soon as Endpoint get in a good position, they get set up for an A take. They cross all the way up long. Forrester drops that cheeky smoke that he did last time. And last time he got punished for this play, remember, because Nerds had crossed behind ramp already. Endpoint didn't get anyone along this time. And Forrester and Krad just combined for a 4K spray down, mow down to close out that round. And yeah, it's just feeling easy for Entropiq at the moment. 11-2. Another eco to play for a 12-3 half. Bit of a pummeling in the B site, perhaps. They get mollied early, they've got to respect it. Even getting mollied out of top mid is crucial. And Alien's back in lower. Forrester probing upper. Finds Boros peeking. Has a player trapped. The nade molly, the pistol's out. Lackey helps. Krad wants to go, but he knows a Deagle might be holding. And no way, no reason to give Endpoint a chance in this round without the pistols. Nerds looks for this kill. It's a last, okay, last bit of Uto out mid and then shot underneath the smoke before Mighty Max can get back to group up at long. Not like long is going well either. Nerds does die and Crucial, forget the bomb. He's in for kills, gets the AK. Going back for that package, but there's 2 players watching it.
And he's wrapped the top mid as well. Oh yeah, just too many targets. And at the end of the day, he's only 1 pair of eyes, so 12-2. Entropiq about to run away. Well, they've already ran away in the past tense with this first half.
But they will keep running.
But they will continue. From that day on, if they were going anywhere, they were running. You know, that's how they're feeling right now.
Crucial.
Run, Forrester, run!
He will hit that tag, and Crucial's hit a few of them, but it's never been the kill on the cross. Unfortunately, no early, easy openers for Endpoint. It's been a pretty painful T-side. Krad even taking long back this time. Waiting for a flash, perhaps, but right now, nothing of the sort. Crucial throws the hinge smoke. Nerds waits on a long lurk. But been pretty unfortunate with his fights here, even if the timings have been good. Another well-timed nade. Boros getting bullied by that. Alien wins the AWP, pick up mid. Flashed to find Crucial at the barrels. Endpoint get out lower mid. That hinge smoke is already faded. Mighty Max has to smoke his Molotov just to stay alive, knowing Alien's on this angle. mean, that's if he knows, because Alien was just catwalking, but his rotates have been so quick. That's a nice kill from Nerds. That's going to free up a lot of room. Look at the panic right now for Entropiq as they decide to run out of spawn. If Endpoint ever wanted to go for a mid to B, this could be the round, but they're taking Cat, and Entropiq are already here.
Up the short side into Nickelback. Oh, there's a flash going off. Yeah, they're not blinded by it. Up close, Nickelback with one, makes it a double. Ah, everybody's blind, and Mighty Max will at least trade that out, but it gets so awkward. It's all on Nerds, and he's dead as well.
Wow.
Entropiq, you know, when the rounds attempt to get clean, when you know, you're trying to throw a little exec at them, they'll just disrupt it with flashes. They get crazy around these smokes. They get crazy in the chaos, and they flourish in it. 13-2 half, you couldn't have asked for better.
Yeah, I refuse to allow you to request more. It is simply one-sided, Harry. Even in difficult rounds, even in man-down rounds, they're pulling them out. No clutches for Endpoint. Nickelback got one. And yeah, as always, that kill distribution, look at it. It's just pretty close. Yeah, Lackey is on 9, Crad on 10, but 3 players, 15 to 18, popping off. Alien having a field day right now with a 3.0 KD ratio. Mighty Max on the kit smoke. Otherwise, armor here for Endpoint. We've got a lot of util for Entropiq. Crucial, going to try and take some space, but this is being heard. His rumbling in tunnels being held by 2 T-spawn players, and with 4 crunching tunnels for Endpoint. They think they've made the read. It's all a fake out. This is a beautiful, sweaty pistol, and I can't believe they're doing this at 13-2. Endpoint think it's A, and why wouldn't they?
It's so... like... Where are the bully hunters, man?
Yeah.
Like, because calling this, like, really, bro? Like, come on now. Look at them. Endpoint... And they're all over here at A. They're all over at A. And Entropiq, some of them are here at A, but you'll know the bombs at B. And so now they get bombs
They might not
planted,
even know.
And now they're like, oh, boys, have we been rumbled on this one?
Yeah.
Have they rustled our jimmies? Yes, they have. We're going to go in the middle. We've got to win these fights. Maybe there's still a chance, right? Because still, so many of the Entropiq players are stuck over at A. There's one guy at B, all the kills for Endpoint, and now it's only Crowd left standing. Whoa! He's dead in the window. And that's more like an Endpoint.
Yeah.
They try to pull the wool over their eyes, but I don't have anywhere else to go with that.
They cut it with scissors, Harry. That wool, it gets sheared by Endpoint. And that's, you know, the reason that round works so well for Endpoint is they just don't face. They don't give those A players the gunfights. Mighty Max is tucked in at Gandalf. He realizes, I hear the bomb down, I don't hear the plant. It must be B. The full rotate comes out. Mighty Max is left to deal with all those A players. He picks 2. And as soon as Endpoint, you know, get that first kill onto one guy at B, they realize, there's a solo B player. I'm going to run him down. That was nice for Endpoint. Tucked in tight, not giving Entropiq the kills on A, and then retaking with 4 up. Okay, very cheeky pistol, though, for Entropiq. I do admire it. And they go straight for the force. Why wouldn't they at 13-3? A bomb plant allows Galils and even an AK for Crad. Alien Scout is scary. The CIS Searson. Famas and M4's Endpoint want to keep this round clean. Surreal, jiggling, but gets his smoke out. Crad won't win that fight. He had one chance. Entropiq lurk out lower, but no one facing mid as Endpoint play their bomb sites. Entropiq will get this cat control, but we've got the goose site set up for Mighty Max and Crucial on A. So smokes can get laid up, or smoke singular. 1, 2 flashes and a molly. That's all Entropiq have, so they're just going to throw a player in.
Yeah, deep with the run boost. Lack. Oh, going to start to chase down Mighty Max, and he goes back into that peak. Crucial, back on Goose now, needs to hold on. It's a one and done. Boros trying his best to offer up some resistance. Oh, you 2 bullets,
dink.
and it's a dink to Forrester, but the second doesn't land. That's sad for Boros. Like, you couldn't have asked for better. Tries to make it count, tries to make every bullet count, but just falls short, and the force buy for Entropiq delivers them a 14th round.
Unfortunately, this scoreline, you just don't get the respect out of Entropiq, right? That double swing and a 3-on-2 post plant. Endpoint are towing the line between going for it and saving, and they just get double swung to close. 14-3. And yeah, the reason Mighty Max gets caught there as he's jumping and pulling nades is because Entropiq didn't announce that play. They didn't use a smoke on Cat or throw flashes over and slowly Molotov goose. No, they just run boosted. That was their contact. And he's so wide before anyone has info. Scout on Crucial's already down to 3 health. Deeg armor, desperate times, and the Scout removed first. Onto the one player who's in double digits here for Endpoint. Nerds will pick it up. Mighty Max is cleared middle. Where will that Scout go as a result? He's going to stay here because Entropiq are re-aggressing long. With all 5, so it seems. Crack can throw an Xbox smoke that can keep Endpoint guessing. That's a nice lineup, stealing that one. Very loud out long at least, throwing even the corner smoke to get set up in pit.
Oh, that's actually okay. Yeah. Oh. Oh no! They check for him. They know your tricks, Boros. They managed to cross with the bomb into the site, only just smoking it now, and it doesn't matter. They literally run at the last guy. They hunt him, and Entropiq are up onto 15. Yeah, this one hasn't really gone according to plan for Endpoint. Pretty brutal result here for their second matchup in the RMR. Gonna leave them down 0-2. For Entropiq, I think, you know, if you want to look at silver linings from this beating, yeah, it sucks for Endpoint, but it's a nice kind of, it's a nice statement piece for Entropiq, yeah, right? Who, you know, even managed to make it to the major last time around. They look good. And so when they did lose that opener, you know, you were thinking like, okay, that's a little concerning, but here they are picking up the pieces, showing that they can do this. They can 16-3. This is much more kind of par for the course. Something else I'll say, something that you drew attention to in our little preamble before this game, was that oftentimes in these matchups it's gone to double digits for Entropiq, and they've been able to keep it like super competitive. Yeah. I think off the top of my head it was like 12 rounds and 13 rounds the last time they played Dust 2 specifically. Yeah. And Entropiq have very much uprooted that, to say the least.
That's probably the LAN effect as well, right? Obviously, we already talked about the problems with Boros not even being able to field, you know, in that LAN in Sweden last year. And for Entropiq, they've played Tier 1 LANs. They've played the best in the world. They've been a game away from the champion stage last major. So they've just got far more experience in that position. And they will show it today. 16 rounds to 3 of Endpoint. It's not even close, folks. And Entropiq, a reassuring game from them, right? You know, with some teams dropping the ball early in their opening games, G2, for example, falling to Anonymo, it would have been easy to, you know, see some more problems in this group. But Entropiq, yes, their first game didn't go to plan, but they at least make up for it.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of these ones where, like, yeah, it might not have been enthralling to watch now, but it really does kind of improve the prospects of the remainder of the RMR, right? It's like, okay, now we have Entropiq showing up in the fashion we want them in. Yeah. For Endpoint, I don't even really want to like deep dive into this one too much. It just felt like they were outclassed across the board. Didn't really have that like hero player to step up and get anyone tuned back in. Rough day in the office for Mighty Max, right? Like, I think he was 1-10 at one point in that game, like really had a rough go at it. You know, when it's kind of starting with things like that, getting double naded after planting the bomb, it's only going to kind of dig you deeper. And as you said, it felt like even if he went in first, second, third, didn't matter. He would be the guy that soaked up that opening kill. Yeah, you know, not really any high points there for Endpoint, but for Entropiq, like we say, it just kind of sets this idea that, yeah, maybe they're getting back on track now. Wonderful stuff from Forrester and Ellie and the two heavy hitters. Nickelbacks, mentioned him coming into it and how, as an individual, his performances have actually been really, really solid as of late. He puts up good numbers despite being the man at the helm of this team. I don't think for Lackey, like, you can say anything. The guy just didn't see anyone. and for Krad as well, for someone who's kind of so, like, lurk-based with how he likes to play, all about, you know, like, finding gaps, exploiting timings. You'll see a lot of that if we watch them on Ancient at any point. You know, there wasn't really a lot of room to do that here.
Yeah,
so,
well, there wasn't any T-side rounds.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
That's where Crad does his best work, without a doubt. So, you know, maybe some more T-side rounds next time for Entropiq, but when you make it that quick, there's just no time left. So, yeah, I'm reassured. Elian actually looked ferocious today from the get-go. Crucial had a couple of rounds in, you know, close clutches, put up some kills, try to hit cross shots, but not enough to win rounds there for Endpoint. So, another game gone, and we wait for our third match of the day. It's going to be Heat taking on Sprout in another 0-1 matchup. Stick with us. It's coming up soon.
Oh.